The next question that came in, and I love this. How do I handle all of these energies? I'm an empath and I feel absolutely everything. And thank you for this. Many of us are empaths, have chosen to come in here because of our power to heal. So as an empath, what that means is every bit of energy on the planet you have access to, you feel. So what they want you to know about this, they want me to go all the way to the beginning of time for you, not the beginning of time. They want me to come back to the beginning when you first got here as a beautiful, bright-filled, bright being. So you landed here in kind of a little bread loaf body that was full of a central nervous system. So you felt everything, and you were so excited to be here, even if you knew that you were this powerful God that meant to come in and go, ta-da, peace on earth. I'm going to heal the whole planet right here. And it was a little denser, and it was a little bit different than you expected. And you didn't care. You flopped around and you knew that you were here to completely promote unconditional self-love for yourself and for others. And you got so much proof of it as this little baby. Your whole family, your mom, your dad, everybody in your family would peer, across your bassinet or your little crib, and you would beam up at them, and you knew that they had never experienced that much unconditional love in your life. And you go, see how powerful I am. I am an amazing God. Look at the job I'm doing. So I'm going to move the reel of time forward a little bit for you, my lovely little empath. And I'm going to talk about the initiation of your being wounded so that you could experience not being all powerful, so you could experience what it felt like to not have any power, to be flawed, to not be okay. Would you volunteer to do from the other side so that you could heal yourself and then get back into, ta-da, here I am world, ta-da, peace on earth. So the wounding happened, and I'm just going to kind of make up a story. This probably happened between the ages of 2 and 3, somewhere in there. And you're in your room, you're playing la-di-da, you're happy, you're doing what you love, you're just in your imagination. It is a wonderful day for you. And unbeknownst to you, your mother and father have had a huge fight. And your mother is so mad, and she is so hurt, and she is so gutted, and she feels so hopeless. And she comes booming right into the little space that you're in, wherever it is that you are. And she comes in to be healed. She doesn't even know she's doing that, but she comes in, and you look up and you feel this anger and hopelessness. You feel this darkness, and this is not her fault, but you feel it, and it gets kicked right into your heart. It gets kicked into your third chakra, and and so it's in your body. You literally can feel it go boof in there. And you go, no big deal. I'm a healer, peace on earth. Look at me. And you go in and you start churning this darkness. You keep churning, you churn it, you churn it, you churn it, you churn it. And then what happens, because your fairy godmother did not come down with you to teach you spiritual law claims that a thought becomes a thing. And so you didn't know that. And all of a sudden you think, well, wait a minute. You're still churning. It's starting to feel bad in your body. It's awful. You are just like, ah, what is this? And then you have this thought and you think, well, wait a minute. Maybe I'm not all that powerful. And that thought becomes a thing. And how that thing manifested is it created this little scrim right across your auric field of, well, maybe I'm not all that powerful. And you're tenacious, so you kept going, you kept going, and you kept going, and you kept going. And you were turning and trying to figure this out. And, and then you had this thought, uh, um, maybe these are my flaws. Maybe this is maybe this is me. And then that thought becomes a thing, and you create a second little scrim that you are flawed, that if anything goes wrong, you must go in and figure out what's wrong with you to fix it. And then you went back, you kept working on it, you kept working on it, you kept trying, and then you literally gave up. And when you thought, I can't do this, who do I think I am? You created this third scrim of insecurity, powerlessness, helplessness, hopelessness. And so this also created a wound, obviously, I'm going to say, in your auric field. So you came down as a healer. That's why you feel everything, because in order to heal it, you must feel it first. And let me tell you, what had your fairy godmother come with you, this is what your fairy godmother would have taught you at this time, so you would not have been wounded like this, although it was purposeful. I'm your fairy godmother today. So all that you were ever meant to do is get that energy that came in, feel it, and go, oh, thank you. And then send it back to the light to be transmuted back to love and light. So what I'm going to say is when you get those powerful boofs into your system, I don't want you churning and trying to figure out what it is. It's not yours. You'll never figure it out. It is just continuing to wound you. You're a master healer, and you came in to remember how you masterfully healed. And what you did is when that energy came in, you went, oh, what is that? Aha, I got to feel it. I feel it, feels awful. And now I'm going to heal it. So I command that this density in my body or in my auric field go back to the light to be transmuted back to love and light now. And you send it out. And then you take a deep breath and you put your healing energy back into the place where that trauma actually came in and sat. So I'm going to reel the wheel of time forward a little bit more. So all that's happening with you, my lovely empath, is all this energy out here. They know that you can heal. They know you are light. They know, and so all of it is attracted to you and to the rest of all of the empaths here. And so all that you are supposed to do is just be aware when it comes in and go, ah, thank you, something to heal. And I don't need to know the who, when, where, what, how. I need to know nothing about it. Send it back to the light to be transmuted back to love and light. Take a deep breath in and put that beautiful healer, beautiful, beautiful self back in your body. That's all you were ever supposed to do. That was it. So there's three types of energy that comes in. The greatest gift is those who love you, who you care about, who literally kick that energy in to your system to be healed. All you have to do, send it back to the light, take a deep breath and go take a nap and reset and reboot. Um, And if the person is in the same room with you who is scared or hurt or feels feels fear in any way, shape, or form, you don't have to say this out loud, and they kick it in, and you go, aha, something to heal, and off to the light you go. You can literally witness them. If you look at them, you'll witness them soften. You'll witness them relax. And all that you're doing is sending that back to the light and allowing that the healing of going back to the light to go in and give them kind of go into the broken part of their own auric field to heal them so that they can start healing themselves. It's very, very powerful. The second type of energy that comes in is the stuff where you're in a group, we're always in groups, right? And people are very triggering for you, very, things are really bothering you. And what I call that is you're getting stuff thrown into you that feels very real to your reality. It feels like old home week. It feels like they're hitting every insecurity that you have. They're hitting absolutely every habit, pattern, and belief that you have picked up along the way, that you are not all powerful, you are flawed, you are not enough. Who do you think you are? And those people are just beautiful gifts. They can be strangers, they can be people in your life, and they kick that energy into your system. And it feels like old home week. It literally, you go right into, oh my God, I can never get this right. What's wrong with me? Why can't I do blah, blah, blah. And they want you to know these are also gifts to be healed for you and other. And so when you feel that, they want you to go, oh, yippee, something to heal. They want you to gather all that energy up, command it go back to the light, to be transmuted back to love and light now. Step back into your body, take a deep breath, and bring your beautiful healing self back in. And oftentimes, you may want to go take a 5-minute nap and reboot and reset. The reason, and I'm going to talk about the third way that that energy affects. And I want you to kind of think of space junk. And and so let's say you have to go to the store, you have to go out to a mall. Who goes to a mall any longer? You have to go out where there are people and you just dread it. You don't want to do it. You're going to pick up all that energy. And this kind of, if you look at this as space junk, or you just look at this as like screaming babies that need your help and healing, and it'll kind of come in, it'll feel like it's kind of hook into the outside of your auric field. It might go in your auric field a little bit. Don't have to worry about it. If you feel like or ugh or oh, I'm being attacked, all you need to do is go, oh, not today. I command all this energy. I don't need to know the who, when, where, what, how about it. I don't need to know anything about it. I command it back to the light, to be transmuted back to love and light now. Take a deep breath and just keep moving forward. So, my dear empath, so you came here to learn how to, that you don't have to, you don't take everything in and take it personally and get more flawed every time that you do. This is how you stand in your power, where you are able to see your power, where you're able to say, ta-da, here I am, and this is why I'm here, to bring peace on earth. You're a beautiful healer. You're a beautiful, beautiful teacher, most likely. And so that is how you can handle being an empath. I hope that helped. I love this question. I used to have a really good relationship with my guides and angels. I was able to get the answers that I want. I think I think God lost my file. What happened? What did I do wrong? So God did not lose your file. So, hmm, how do I want to explain this? So we've had a lot of energies come in, and with these energies, the energies have come in and things have changed. Most of us are very, very aware of when the energy, every time it comes in, it kind of comes in and we just get exhausted and we know we need to get up and do something. Let me just talk about the first wave that came in. And that for one of the very first waves that most of us were very aware of, the energy came in and it actually with it, it brought new inspiration. It brought a lot of clarity, but it also brought exhaustion into our bodies. And what my guide said is it was like the cutting of our slave shackles off. We all came onto this planet and like, give me my shackles and I'm going to be here. I'm going to see what life feels like. And then my shackles will be removed. And then I can really start being the God source energy and God source creator that I am. So shackles were cut. You got all this wonderful inspiration. You ran around. You saw visions. You knew what you were supposed to do, and you were too exhausted to do anything, and or anything that you did didn't work. And this was a way that this energy was actually teaching you how to go inward and work with your team in a completely different way. So as a slave, we were taught that the way that we communicated with our guides and angels, the gods and goddesses, the archangels, God, all there is that we were in a supplicant mode. Please, 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 please help me with this. And so they would move the moon and the stars to give you what you wanted. And then what you would have is you would have clarity and then you would have to muster up the courage to actually step towards that your clarity that you had. So with the energies coming in right now, they are they are teaching us that we are equal to all of them. We are equal to all of our guides, all of our angels, the gods and goddesses, archangels, the ascended masters, God, all there is, our ancestors, we are absolutely equal to them. We have one exception, is that we chose to come into this body at this time and collect all the data that we needed to collect in order for us to bring peace on earth. So it is not for us to go, oh, I'm supposed to bring peace on earth. What does that mean? Oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. I'm too tired. What do I have to put together a business plan and go raise money? And it's like, no, you need to go take a nap, rest, and you need to gather your team up in a completely different way. You're no longer supplicant, you are equal. And what I do, and I do this very disrespectfully, is I basically say, okay, belly up team, belly up and wings up, got jobs for you. Here's what I want. I feel confused. So I want a little bit of clarity. I don't feel safe, so I want to feel safe. And I want to feel safe in the world. I want to feel financially safe. I want to feel protected. I want to feel financially protected. And I want to feel physically protected. And I just want to feel more clear. I want to feel just a little bit better. I want to feel a little bit better. I want to feel just a little bit better. And that is all that you're giving them. So rather than telling them what, please, please, please give this to me, they want you in communication with them as to what they can do for you. They've been with you your whole life. They know what's going to make you happy. So what they are going to then do when you're asking for an emotional state, they're going to go out there, they're going to move the stars and the moon and the planets to bring you what they know will help uplift your emotional state to a frequency of safety and peace and protection and abundance and sparkling health. And that is how they're working with you now. So, my loves, they have not lost your file. They are asking you to communicate with them as an equal. Alrighty, I hope that helped. Whew, okay, I have one more question here. Oh, sweetheart, I've just lost everything. How did I mess up so badly? Oh, sweetie. Whew, take a deep breath, my love. So, and just keep breathing as I'm talking. So you have not messed up. You have not made one mistake. You have hit every mark you were intended to make. And here's what's happening with you. You have created such a huge dream. You are such a master creator. You are so brilliant at this creation thing. And what has happened with this creation thing, I'm going to describe it in a way that you were, in your imagination, you've been writing in your journal, you've been out in nature, you've been just like, oh my God, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. And you've created this gigantic, beautiful new life. And what you did is invoked the very first spiritual law, according to me, which is a thought is a thing, becomes a thing. And the second thing that I want to talk about is an emotion becomes a thing as well. And so you've thought this whole big life out and you've gotten in the feeling place of it and you've just launched it. Your heart has expanded, which gave birth to it. And so you've got this beautiful new life that is coming in. And I want you to understand that the reason it didn't come in yesterday is because it is trying to clear out all that is in the way of all of the habits, patterns, and beliefs and ways of being and attachments that you have. That you have learned along the way that has prevented it from coming in. So if you kind of think of it as you have a brand new shiny car and you're so excited and you drive up and you lift up your garage door and to drive this beautiful car in out of the rain and out of the weather, and somehow your whole garage is full of old dusty furniture and boxes and crap, and so all that it's doing is asking you to clear all of this out, all of the stuff, and just know that the stuff that you're being asked to clear out, all of these habits, patterns, and beliefs, and not feeling good enough, and not being lucky, and you can't have it, and other people are, all of that stuff, all those limiting thoughts, you are just sending absolutely every one of them to the light. That is the second spiritual law, according to me, is everything sent back to the light must go. You're sending all of these back to the light, all of back to the light. You're doing a lot of napping and you are literally making room for this new life to come in. They want you to know that When we are on our, I call it the walk of the dark walk of the night, or whatever, dark walk of the soul, or fire walk, or whatever you call it, that the minute that you are able to unconditionally love everything, when you are able to cut your attachment to everything that you're losing, you literally open up, and that your huge life births in. They want you to know that you haven't messed up. What's happening is they're taking everything away from, you're going to be safe, you're protected, you're loved, you are going to step forward, and you are going to witness miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle. This is part of your path. This is a course correct. And and I call it a course correct, where you kind of felt like you got led astray. Everything felt like, no, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. This is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And then how did I mess up so much? And you haven't. It literally brought you to the point where where everything was taken away, for you to replace it with everything that you want. This is a beautiful, beautiful time for you. I've been through this many times. It is scary. It feels helpless. It feels hopeless. It feels dark. And this is just part of your trust walk. Where I was talking earlier that, it used to be that, we would, please, 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 please show me. We would get a picture, and then we would need the courage to walk towards it. Right now, with the energies, what's happening is we are being forced to step into our incredible courage, to grab our shaking guts in our hands and step forward anyway. And then as we embrace our courage and step forward, the clarity happens for us. You're going to be fine. You are not going to believe what a beautiful world you're stepping into. And you just had to step out of the old one in order to step into it. So you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Thank you. Oh, I have one more question. How can I trust my intuition more? Great question. How do I trust my intuition? I'm trying to determine if this question is if this is about your guides, or trusting your guides, or your intuition, or how you're defining your intuition. Let me just start. I'm just going to launch in. So um, you are a spiritual being. You are your light source. You are your God source. You are your higher self. You are the energy that people feel when they're in your presence, when they feel your love. That is who you are. And we are being asked to no longer identify with our bodies. Our bodies are only the vehicles that come forth to usher our higher self, our God creator selves, across this beautiful, beautiful blue marble. And so our only job is to take care of it. Our only job is, when we get tired, to take a nap. When we need to go out into nature, just to soak up the beauty of nature, the power of nature, that we go do that. Our only job is to take care of our bodies. And one of the ways that our teams teach us to do that is they want us to go into our feeling self. So here's how your intuition works. How do I want to unpack this? So, whew. So, what they're telling me is they want you to go into still point when you are trying to assess, when you're trying to assess what the message is. They want you into still point, and you all know what that is. That the best way to get into that is through meditation, going into a meditative practice if you are not a pillow sitter, but more of a walking meditator. Or as the Buddhists say, chop wood, carry water, where you just kind of step forward, take care of what has to be taken, but you're in a very quiet meditative state and just enjoying everything. And get out of your head and get into kind of your feeling center. And it's going to feel a little bit waterier than, clunkety clunk, clunk, clunk in your tool mind. But just kind of feel your way through it. And when the feelings come up, all you need to know is, does this make me feel like a million, million five? And it doesn't have to be yippee exciting, but does this make me feel peaceful? Does this make me feel hopeful? Does this make me feel good? And if it does, ask them to show you more. Tell them you want to feel more. Ask them to show you more about it. And that is how they're communicating. If the emotion comes in and it feels like, oh, oh God, I feel like there's something wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. Part of your trust walk is not like, okay, I need to pull that in. I need to find out where that flaw is within me and heal it. That doesn't work like that because it's not yours. And what they want you to do is go, ick. And I do not need to know the who, when, where, what, how of this. All I need to do is go, I don't like how this feels. Go ahead and command that it go back to the light, be transmuted back to love and light now. Take a deep breath and feel for the next feeling that comes in. I call that a trust walk because we, as slaves, coming in as slaves, we learn that those of us who were smart and successful slaves, we were able to keep our eyes on the horizon for anything that might come in to take us out, and to make sure we solved it before it took us out. This is not the case any longer. Or solving it is, if you want to scan the horizon, you don't need to know what it is. You don't need to get you no longer need to write an essay on it. You don't need to get a PhD in this problem. Just like, no bueno, I don't like how it feels. Send it back to the light. Get back in your body. Maybe go take a nap because it was a big picture. Trust that it's going to go. And for those of you who are analytical, just ask your team, just show me proof that that worked. Show me proof that I'm okay. Show me proof, and expect to see that proof. When you see any kind of coincidence, any synchronicity, a feather, when you have anything, you feel kind of like, oh, I finally feel okay. I want you to thank them for that proof and tell them to keep showing you more proof. Thank you for that. Thank you for that proof. Keep showing me more proof. Keep showing me more proof. And so that is the best way to kind of learn how to trust your intuition now, trust what you're getting. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much. And if you liked what you heard here, please, it'd be so important to me. Subscribe, like, hit that bell, and I guess that's the notification bell, and please share this. And please, 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 if you have any questions, please put them in the chat and we will get to them as soon as we can. Thank you so much.